going to play the Gladiator event, WSOP. We're in the hallway, it's kind of early. I'm trying to be quiet. Shh. Wish us luck.
And actually, the night before this event, we were able to final table a WSOP online event. So really exciting. And now it's time to register for this Gladiators event. So here we go. In our first interesting spot of the event, we look down at 6-4 parts in the small blind. Blinds are 200, 300, 300. And with 4 limpers, I figure I try to squeeze out of position to 2,500. It does not get around the cutoff and the button call, so we go 3 ways to a flop. Flop comes ace 10 7 with 2 hearts. The point of the squeeze was to take down the pot, so with all over cards here, I check my flush draw and backdoor straight opportunities. Checks to the button, who leads for 5,500. I think the board favors me, so I make the call. Unfortunately, the cutoff jams for 9,600. So when the button calls, I just feel so priced in here to drill a heart. So that's what I try to do, I guess. The turn is another ace. And when this goes check, check on the turn, I'm not putting a single cent more into this pot. The river is a queen of spades. I check, button checks, and when we turn it over, we all missed with hearts. But the cutoff had a pair to go with this flush draw. So the cutoff's going to take this down, and we take a bit of a hit starting off this event. In the same level, now we're in the big blind. We look down at queen 3 off. We've got 2 limpers in middle position and the small blind limp in. Not going to do anything too tricky here. Check my option. Let's go to a flop. Flop comes queen 2 4, all rainbow, and we are going to check around. When the turn is the 10 of diamonds and it gets checked to me again, I figure, let me take a stab in this super passive pot for 800. Unfortunately, we get called by the later position player, small blind folds. So we go heads up to a river, and we just get there. The queen of hearts binks on the river. I don't think he has a king here ever, so I'm actually going to lead for value now for 3,000. Unfortunately, he folds, so we get to pick up our first pot, finally, in this Gladiator event. Finally, a premium. Blinds are now 200, 400, 400. We are under the gun, and we look down at the lucky ladies. We make it 1,200 to go, and under the gun +1 calls. So we go heads up to a flop. And what a flop! Queen high. And a rainbow flop. I check to lay the trap. The bait is unfortunately not taken, and the opponent checks back. The turn is a dream card. The ace of diamonds rolls off, so hopefully our opponent catches up a little bit. So I check again. The opponent does lead for 1,100, and we call. The river keeps getting better. We bow up with the 5 of clubs. So I think I can go either way here with leading or continuing to be sneaky and checking. Since I started this whole hand sneaky, I think I'm going to finish that way. So I check with devious intentions, and the bait is taken. The opponent leads for 4,000. Nothing to do here but go for it all. I check raise all in. He does not like it.
All in. How much?
He tanks after asking how much. Can we get a call, please? One-time call. No, he finds a fold, but we pick up a nice pot. Since this is tournament poker and stacks start to get short really fast, enjoy the shove fest of us picking up 3 back-to-back all-ins.
Nice hand.
Let's find out. Oh.
Game, guys.
Yeah, sorry, man.
Good luck. Okay.
Runner hearts?
No, sir, don't say that.
Nah. Chop it up now. Just chop it up. Just chop it up.
Okay,
A little sweat.
After a few hours of play and really getting to know my entire table and learning everyone's tendencies, it's my least favorite part of a tournament. Time for a table change. And while on break, we get to watch Joe McKeon go to work. Really fun to see all these pros in their natural habitat. And our first interesting hand being moved to this new table. We look down at Ace Jack off in late position. Blinds are 500, 1,000, 1,000. There's an under the gun open to 2,500. I decided to bump up the price here to 55. When it folds to the small blind who jams, this is probably the fourth or fifth time he's just jammed his small blind. So, I think he's just super weak here. I think he's always trying to pick up pots. And so we call him a little light, and he has pocket threes. We end up holding for our tournament life and picking up a huge pot. Just a couple hands later, the same level, 500, 1,000, 1,000. Under the gun opens up to 2,500. Under the gun +1 re-raises to 8-5. And I 4-bet pretty large here. And it's going to fold all the way back around to the under the gun +1, who calls my really large 4-bet. With ace king, we go to a flop of ace high. So when the player jams, we snap call, and we get it in good, ace king versus ace queen, and we pick up another all-in pot. Is that explained to you, sir?
Yeah, you got it. Look like you do it.
Be safe. After that pickup, we are looking good. We've got a nice stack. And again, just a couple hands later, we get it all in again with the ace king, and we hold. We are moving in the right direction. It's time to bag up, get out of the horseshoe, go to Paris, and let's try to run deep. After being card dead for some time, we finally pick up ace king again in middle position. Blinds are 4,000, 8,000, 8,000. I bump it up here to 16,000, and the big blind comes along for the ride. So on the flop, we completely whiff. And when it gets checked to us, I take way too passive of a route here. I think ace king should almost always be leading here. But I was afraid that it smashed the big blind's range, and I'm trying to protect my stack the closer we get to the money. So turn's gonna go check, check. And unfortunately, the river's gonna go check, check as well. I have showdown value with ace king. No need to turn it into a bluff, but unfortunately, I let him catch up and river a pair. So we lose a pot late in the tournament. Not a great sign for things to come. But we do see Sean deep on one of our breaks, so we try to absorb his run good and skills so we can channel it into this event here. We are in the money, so it's time to play some real poker again. Let me show you how quickly things can go south in tournament poker. We look down at pocket jacks on the button when it folds to us in blinds of 5,000, 10,000, 10,000. We make it 27K to go, and just the big blind defends. We go heads up in position to a flop that is ace high. And when the ace hits, the big blind basically puts me all in for my tournament life. Maybe a little passive to fold jacks here, but we're in an opportunity where a lot of ladder ups are happening right after the bubble. So I think I have to let it go and secure a few pay jumps. Really painful. This is it. We look down at ace-7 suited. Blinds are still 5,000, 10,000, 10,000. There is an open to 25K. We shove for about 110. Again, this is only about 11 big blinds. Unfortunately, the same player we ran into last time calls us, snaps us off, and we are up against jacks. It's where we've flip-flop positions here. Jacks hold, and our tournament life is over.
I'm sitting in my car, charging up, coming back from Vegas, and I don't know, maybe because I'm doing okay, because I've had a few cashes in a row. I don't know. So maybe I'm feeling a little more sentimental, but the growth that the YouTube account has seen the past week, the growth the Instagram account has seen the past week, and the immense support from even just family and friends watching, and then people who I'm now meeting in the poker community who are super nice and super helpful. It has just meant a lot. It's meant a lot to have this level of support for a stranger to the world, and I just want to say thank you. I'm excited to continue to bring everyone on this little poker journey, and who knows, maybe we'll look back in 2, 3, 5, 10 years and go, wow, this is so cool to have seen it start, or maybe we don't, but that's the fun of it. So thanks for following along, and I really do appreciate it.